Pace car is off. We're ready to go green here for the second race of the playoffs from Kansas Speedway, which used to be in the round of 12, now into the round of 16 as we are underway for the first mile-and-a-half circuit in this playoff schedule. Ryan Blaney, Martin Truex Jr. lead the way down into turn one over Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell for 107 lap stages being 25, 25, 57. No green flag pit stops necessary until the third and final stage here from Kansas. So these drivers have the authority and permission to go all out for the stage points. Jay, immediately we see Harvick power to the lead, but one thing to pay attention to, obviously, we know is Kyle Larson had a terrible Darlington in the first race of the playoffs with his regular season playoff points not adding up to a whole lot. He finds himself currently below the cut line. Look at the momentum on that inside as he takes the lead right back there, as we are certainly seeing a trend right off the bat.
And Harvick lost all of it on the high side right there and had to fall back almost behind Ryan Blaney. Now they're three wide back here for third place in this race. Logano, Blaney side-by-side teammates. Harvick falling even further back, almost four wide there for a moment. He's continuing to lose a lot of ground. He showed a lot of speed there on the first lap. Not showing any speed up on that outside lane right now. The outside lane is going to be horrible for these guys today. And once again, another common sense or a common theme as well, Gary. We can work with three wide here, but if we see any four wide, that might be once again where we see some crashes happen.
And I think we might see that right there. They barely make it work. These drivers getting the elbows out. You saw Kozlowski on the inside with Byron and Hamlin in the middle. Harvick continuing to go backwards. And look at this. It's a continuous trend. He is making no headway forwards currently. No, a little bit closer on the exit of turn 4. Alex Bowman
are above the cutoff line. Ooh,
woo!
That was a little bit of contact there between the 48 and the 7. Things getting a little bit squirrely back here in the middle of the pack. Oh, there's a crash. That's Eric Jones blowing up.
Jones blows up. Last week's real-life winner in Darlington blows an engine down into turn 1. We saw the smoke. We thought there might have been a bit of an accident happening. Thankfully, no. And Kyle Busch has taken the lead since the last time we were looking up front. It's crazy how quick things are changing here in this race already now, as we could potentially expect to see that all day long. But as Jay mentioned, like a miniature plate style race right now. And you see right there, they might be teammates, Jay, but Truex doing Kyle Busch no favors. They're going to hang him out to the outside.
Back to the inside, Brad Keselowski all the way up towards the wall. That's not where that 6 car wants to be right there. That's going to be a little bit too high to make any advantage there.
Oh,
and
yes,
that's going to be way too high, now too low for Brad Keselowski. Spins, look about the track. He does. Big crash. Blaney involved.
Bubba Wallace, William Byron, Denny Hamlin, Alex Bowman, Austin Dillon, Ross Chastain, Daniel Suarez, Christopher Bell, Busher, Jeff Gordon, Jones, man, the caution flies in stage 1. That's probably going to bring it to an early end. We see the big one strike there, and I just started listing names because I knew if I did, I was probably going to get it right at that point. Here's another look at the replay. Bubba Wallace out of turn 4 drives right into the left rear of that 6 and turns them through the infield. They both go back up that track. Look how close Larson was being involved, and look at the cars piling. A very violent accident there. You see the cloud of smoke none of these drivers can see, and a lot of them get damaged there up on the wall. They're just running into the back of one another as the caution flies for the first big accident of what could be a few today. Under caution, we had more of a development that went missed on the first go as the leaders ran down this accident. Kyle Busch is going to plow into a car at full speed and collect Joey Logano and a few others as well that barely scrape away Harvick with some damage. And Kyle Busch's race as well is over here from Kansas. Pace car is off, ready to go green for stage 2, and you can see this is actually the last lap of stage 1 as stage 2 starts. We are counting it. Martin Truex Jr., the current order in the top 10 will be the order we take for the official stage 1 top 10. As you can see, a mix now of lap cars and lead lap cars together, and this is going to really shake things up here, Jay, as the whole complexion of this race gets changed in the end of stage 1, and now we still got 2 stages remaining, and we can see right off the bat this is going to certainly cause some issues, and maybe we might be in store for another wreck here.
Yeah, we certainly could be, as they're almost going to go 4 wide here on the exit of the corner.
Cody Ware!
Yep, there they go, Cody Ware!
Almirola Larson! Oh my goodness!
At least half the playoff field now.
Unbelievable scenes. I mean, somehow, it's a big crash. They don't get too much damage out of it, but I'm sure a couple cars might be out of the race after that one. Look at the number 5 of Larson. Could he find himself in a must-win scenario going into next week at Bristol Motor Speedway to advance into the round of 12? Here's a look as you saw the lap cars getting passed by the quick cars, and Cody Ware gets tagged by the 77, turns a 10. Watch Larson there, a big hit for the 14 as well, and you see so many cars pile in there in the background. Kevin Harvick as well involved, and thank goodness these cars right here, would they run into these cars? Thank goodness they could not, as they were well ahead of that accident. But so many playoff drivers here today. What a wild race this has turned into. I'm sure that second accident, though, might calm things down quite a bit with the amount of cars that have been taken out. However, you know, some big potential gains to be made. And we mentioned Kyle Larson for the second week in a row with his accident. I mean, fortunately for Larson, he got stage points. Actually, I don't actually remember if he got stage points because we had such a wild end of the stage. However, he's still going to beat a good chunk of the playoff drivers. There's Ross Chastain currently running in the 10th position, looking for a single point here in stage 1. Oh my goodness! Oh! Logano, he wrecks himself trying to pass a car that runs 37th week by week, and now he has come to a close. His life has ended here in Kansas, and so has Chase Elliott and Daniel Suarez. Oh my goodness, up and over goes the rookie of Todd Gilliland. And here's a look as Joey Logano comes together with the 78 of BJ McLeod, and he is going to go for a heck of a ride here as you will watch him get absolutely pile driven, and oh my goodness, what a ride that was. They went up and over. Elliott absolutely destroyed 3 cars up and over here in the same crash. McLeod, Gilliland, and Joey Logano, all 3 drivers combined, have 1 championship.
There goes Martin Truex Jr. fighting to the inside of Kurt Busch, but if Kurt Busch could somehow pull off a victory here, which, I mean, looking at the field left, he very well could, that would be very big for Kurt Busch as well to get himself locked in, get a second win of the season, and also carry a lot of momentum maybe into the round of 12.
How many more playoff drivers can we crash? Find out soon. 3 laps to go in stage 2 as they head down into turn 1. Truex takes the lead back here. Now we might be in for a bit of a boring final stage.
Doing a really good job. He's got a lot of speed. Kurt Busch right behind him, though, seems to have a lot of speed in that 45 car as well, but not enough to get the stage victory. Martin Truex Jr. off turn 2 is going to win stage number 2 and get himself another 10 points and an extra playoff point as well.
And coming to the line, 3rd place, Harrison Burton Bell, 4th, 7 points for him. And you see Reddick as well, Gregson, Justin Haley there, another playoff driver in the top 10. But you look in the top 10, we only have Truex, Kurt Busch, Christopher Bell, Tyler Reddick, and Haley as the playoff drivers in that top 10 stage points paying position. Immediately, the 20 of Christopher Bell, he's coming back into the pits as we go back green flag racing, so we'll have to keep an eye on what's going on there. But that's another playoff driver with issues again.
But still, he's in a pretty good position to gain quite a bit of points here and quite a bit of positions in those playoff or in the playoff standings, as he's still in the pit lane, Gary. But I mean, oh, there's a crash.
Oh my goodness, Casgrella's gone up and over down the back straightaway. Are you kidding me? Another accident here again in Kansas. Look at this one. The 31 and the 50 come together, and oh my goodness, what a ride for the 50 of Casgrella, and what a ride Kurt Busch had there briefly there as he nearly ended up involved in that accident. Casgrella, the next victim to a severe, violent crash. That number 45 Monster Energy Camry, and he could be in store to at least fight for his second win of this season in an unexpected fashion, that is for sure. I mean, we saw him earlier before the chaos kicked off. He was running in the mid-20s, which is crazy to think that he survived basically where all the accidents were happening and has gotten himself into this point, but now we're seeing that 19 really close up. So we know green flag pit stops are coming up soon. Jay, that might be Truex's only option now to maybe pass that 45 who has suddenly turned it up and has been able to keep that gap in between them two, and I think he's pitting right here.
Yeah, Kurt Busch is going to come to the pit lane a lap before Martin Truex Jr. Last week, we kind of saw this was a conversation the entire race for Darlington with tire wear, but we'll have to wait and see how they fare off the corner here. Here comes Kurt Busch. Truex still getting up to speed. Actually, never mind. I was wrong. Kurt Busch is going to blast right around Martin Truex Jr.
He could use this victory again desperately to continue to build those playoff points, but who knows what he's going to bring to Bristol there as Truex, though, does not care. He's going to look to the inside.
Yeah, this might be an easy pass for Martin Truex Jr. He has the inside, which is the preferred lane, and he also has those fresher tires, which actually might be playing out to help him over this long run, and that's going to be an easy pass for him. He grabs the lead from Kurt Busch, but Kurt Busch is still right there. Truex has had an incredible day here in Kansas. So has Kurt Busch as well. He's going to get a really good finishing position in second place, but it's all Martin Truex Jr. off turn 4. He is going to win in Kansas in the second race of the first round of the playoffs, and Martin Truex Jr. is locked in to the next round, to the round of 12. 5 playoff points to his advantage as well, and that's a really, really good result for a lot of these guys too, who are able to survive the chaos. Ty Dillon getting a really good finish. Harrison Burton, Tyler Reddick, another one of those drivers who was close to the cutoff line. He did a good job of staying in this race, getting some good points, and Greg Biffle is going to be the final one inside the top 10. A top 10 once again in NASCAR for Greg Biffle.
Greg Biffle is back. I think it's the first time since 2014 or 13, whenever the heck he was in the Cup Series last.